Alrighty. Well, this is the first time me checking out Andypants Gaming. Why modern characters suck. And honestly, on the thumbnail, it had Abby from The Last of Us, which I knew it had to be something good because everybody hates Abby from Last of Us Part 2 because she's a god awful character and the way how they killed off Joe and a bunch of other stuff. And if some of you guys are like, oh my god, that's spoilers, you're welcome because the second game sucks and the whole community agrees unanimously that the sequel never existed. But anyway, let's check out this one because I think this one is going to be pretty damn good because I think it's going to talk about the god awfulness in some of these games. Anyway, let's go.
Anybody have that friend who always falls for it? No matter what gay communist slop
Oh
EA
my
or
god.
Ubisoft or Warner Brothers churns out, he's the first piggy at the trough putting his pre-order in. Dude has never noticed a pattern in his life. Actually trusts
Was that wait? Was his name the Ackman?
IGN when they review a game. You talk about microtransactions and he's like, what are those? Oh, you mean when I enter my credit card number to get cat ears? Yeah, I love that. Giga Chads and Chuddas like us see this degenerate goy slop coming from a mile away and just go back to playing Stalker 2 and Factorio. But I've noticed that what the consumer cuck will often
Honestly, I would love to play. I would absolutely love to play. Was it Chernobyl 2? I mean, Stalker 2. But I'll be honest with you, I can't really play that game because that shit eats my computer right now. Yeah, hopefully in the future.
say is this: just play it for the gameplay, man. Who cares that you're playing as a black disabled girl boss? Aren't we just playing for the gameplay anyway? And what this statement reveals, I think, is that our Redditor friend simply doesn't understand how video games work. Good video games are as much about who you are as what you are doing. Think
Yep,
about the final hours of Red Dead 2. You formed a bond with Arthur. You came to know him and
very
love
much
him.
so.
Modern devs would like you to believe that you
Yeah,
can swap
it's absolutely true because for these games, especially for those ones in particular, you actually give a damn about the characters. You know, you actually start caring and things like that. When there are moments when they start having a such peril, and yes, I'll be honest with you, I did laugh a lot when they had this skin in Call of Duty, which I'm like, bro, you are literally the very thing that nerfs you. It's what keeps you away from doing night missions. Is what is it? It's from that from that, it was a skin condition.
out Arthur Morgan with a trans person with vitiligo because it's only the gameplay that matters, right? No. 1,000 times no. Who you are in a game is just as important as what you do. Arkham City hits so damn hard because you are Batman. Swap Batman out with Ellen Page and you have a game I'm not going to touch. Last of Us hits so
Correctly is Elliot Page. Yeah, she's what is it? She's a man now. Which honestly, dude, I don't no idea what happened to her, dude. What happened to what happened to Ellen Page? Jesus Christ, she fucking woke too close to the sun. Now she looks god awful.
hard because you are Joel. You can empathize with him because you have become him. Deathloop was such a shame because despite having really good gameplay for most of the game, it ruins it by having main characters like Juliana, who is the most annoying, shrill, harpy, leftist of a girl boss lesbian character I've met in my life. By the way, you want to talk
Really?
about white man bad games? Bro, Deathloop. Every single villain in the game is white and the two good people in the game are black. Wild stuff. Anyway, so in this
Wow.
video, I want to talk about main characters. I want to talk about times who you play as made the gameplay better. And I want to contrast this with characters who I could not give a shit about,
There it is. That was a thumbnail that I saw.
who I hate, who have ruined games for me. But first, I want to tell you guys about my secret to getting incredible sleep regardless of when I go to bed, and it's the
Oh,
Manta
is
Pro
this
sleep
with
mask.
this thing?
First off,
Oh,
problem of all
cool.
time, you got to include my boy Snake. Metal Gear Solid has
Ooh,
perhaps the
Snake.
perfect opening to a video game. Solid Snake is running an underwater
I'll be honest with you guys. Never played Metal Gear Solid, and I don't think I ever really would because I don't really like some of these games like this.
propulsion vehicle to a hidden insertion point in Shadow Moses Island, which has been taken over by a terrorist group called Foxhound. The terrorists have taken control of a device called the Metal Gear and are threatening to launch a nuclear attack. While we watch Snake riding the SDV, we cut to Snake's mission briefing, explaining that his objective is to infiltrate Shadow Moses, rescue two hostages, locate the Metal Gear, and shut it down.
Ooh.
Boom. Right from the beginning, I know who I am, I know what I'm doing, and most importantly, I want to do these things. Why are modern video games so bad at the things I just described? I want to be a special forces agent who sneaks into a facility and throat punches terrorists. I want to flirt with Mei Lang on the radio while everybody listens. I want to identify Naomi Hunter's butt in a lineup. I want a whole host of gadgets to play with to take down my enemies. But don't miss this. Most importantly, I want to be Snake. This is what video games ultimately are all about. I want to be the main character for a while and do the things that he does. What's so concerning about modern
Right.
woke video game development?
It's always interesting because it's like I feel like that type of thing has kind of been lost a little bit over time until recently, and until a game of example of Space Marines 2. That game, as soon as that one came out, yeah, people wanted to be Titus because he's this big, this big giant, a genetic modified machine. uh and in the lore and everything, what is it with Warhammer, it's so cool. And knowing the fact that you get to play as a space marine and such, especially in a game like that, that's why people enjoyed it a lot. So did I, very much so.
Developers is they don't seem to understand this at all. Instead of creating characters we want to be and things we want to do, they seem dead set on creating characters we hate doing things we have no interest in. Remember that game that told me, let your empathy guide you? Nah, that's gay. Now, I realize comparing any game with Metal Gear
What
Solid is a
that happened?
travesty, but I think Ubisoft with Star Wars Outlaws just gave us a masterclass in how to make nobody care about a character. Did you even know her name was Kay Vess? See,
Bro, look at her. Oh my god. All right, boys, we're gonna make her 500% more ugly than the chick we paid to model her. Bro, how did they do that? That isn't it. You know who she kind of looks like the one character, Veronica from is that her? She looks like her from the, what was that show, the one with the Zach and Cody guy, the Zach guy, and like it had a bunch of like gay characters in it. I forgot what it was. What's called Backwater or something like that. It had it had the characters. It was a Cody, from Zach and Cody. It had Cody in it. And but whatever, like whatever that show was called. Honestly, that show was dog shit, to be honest.
nobody did. That's how forgettable she was. The game opens with this guy, Sliro Barsha, having a meeting of bad guys that ends with the typical cliche of killing everyone at the table. Next, we see Kay being woken up from a nap. Wild stuff. Her little Merkwall friend tugs at her and, wait, no, this has to be a joke. The Wikipedia page says the Merkwall is her life partner, dear God. Y'all remember when I said female game
Mm,
developers are just narcissistic feminists? Yeah, this seems to be a self insert of a depressed cat mom. Kay picks up her blaster.
I'll be honest with you, and I'm sorry for pausing a lot, but I'll be honest with you. I think any woman that has that many cats, or having more than like two cats, probably has signs of incredible mental health. And so far, from what I've seen, that study I remember seeing a bit ago, it's proven to be pretty accurate.
And stands up, and the only thing you can do at this point is read data pads around the room. Again, wild gameplay. If you head downstairs, it triggers a cutscene with the bartender. Kay is down on her luck and unsurprisingly in need of a big score. You have a
All right.
broken data spike that needs to be repaired that might lead to a job. So the first
God, why does she
gameplay that the
look like
game
that,
has you
dude?
do is wandering around the town picking up scrap to repair the data spike. I'm not even joking, y'all. This is the opening to the game. Ubisoft, if you're listening right now, I'm going to try to help you figure out why this game has 30 active players on Steam right now. Let's think
Ooh.
really hard. We know that like 80% of AAA video game players are men. So if you're
Yep.
immediately
This
throwing
is
a
true.
woman as the main character of the game at us, you're going to need to work really hard to convince us that we want to play as this character. Nier Automata does a brilliant job of this. The intro of the game is basically a shmup, and you're flying in formation with a bunch of other ships, and the angle is changing constantly, and it's really fun. Your ship crashes into a wall, and what could emerge but a gorgeous, badass woman? That's how you start a game, boys. Platinum Games grabs you right by the balls. Ubisoft is like,
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. The way how that game started was phenomenal. Like it starts into like what is it, into a bullet hell and things like that. And on top of that, what is it? If you die in that sequence, you unlock one of the endings. Don't you get an achievement for getting all the endings? I believe, for what I can remember. But yeah, man, like and it's cool because it's not just that, but like it's just I think you mentioned the different camera angles, bro. There are specific places that you can go, or specific things that you can what is it, walk upon or run or whatever. I'm not too sure how to say it, but there's certain sections where the game is like, oh, instead of this being a 3D landscape, now it's a 2D platformer, or 2.5 platformer and things. It's like, what? Like, who does that? And it's not to the point where it's insulting. It's just like, you just don't see that at all. And it's very pretty creative the way how they did it. I can't remember the last game that really did that sort of thing. Just practically completely changing the game's play styles and stuff like that. Um, but yeah.
Like, hey, look, this cat mom just woke up from a nap. I was playing the intro to Force Awakens the other day. Bro, you start the game as Darth Vader, just picking dudes up and chucking them all over the place. I remember back playing this game in 2008 thinking, wow, I can't wait until 2024. It'll be just as good gameplay, but the graphics will be amazing.
Nope.
Now, while I do usually prefer playing as a man in a game, I want to talk about Tomb Raider 2013 because if you contextualize it well, playing as a woman can be just as fun of a game. First off, she's sexy as hell. That's important. Why would you have a woman in a game and not make her hot?
Honestly,
Ubisoft.
I wouldn't. Well, yeah, I don't disagree that I don't disagree that she's sexy, but the difference is that her face looks good, but I think the difference is that I kind of view like the way how the whole character looks in terms of like the way how Nier or Stellar Blade or of well, of course the character names are 2B and Eve and various other ones. I'd see those characters as like sexy characters. I kind of see Laura Croft. Yes, I won't invalid people saying that Laura Croft is a sexy character. It's completely valid, but I think it's very different from sexy to like very gorgeous or beautiful and things like that. Because she is a gorgeous character, but I wouldn't really personally for me I wouldn't use the word sexy. I think that kind of goes a little bit too much. But it depends which version we're talking about. What, of course, everyone knows this is the update version of her character model. Look up. You guys should look up the original. She looks very different.
Did you eat paint chips recently? Tomb Raider 2013 opens with a shipwreck in which Lara almost drowns, washes ashore with her crew, gets knocked out and abducted by bad guys, wakes up in a murder den, and spends the first 30 minutes of the game escaping from said murder den. It's a very compelling opening that defines Lara as a character we want to play as. Last of Us Part 1 is another masterclass in making you care about a character. Spoilers ahead, by the way. You start the game as Joel and you have a daughter.
Yeah.
There's a zombie outbreak. In trying to flee from the zombie outbreak, your daughter dies a heartbreaking death. Fast forward a few years, Joel is more grizzled and gray and cynical. You are put in charge of another young girl named Ellie. You are tasked with taking Ellie across the country to potentially cure the world of the zombie plague, and you will be her protector the whole way. If you're a man, you immediately feel an instinctive need to protect Ellie. Your daughter is dead, but Ellie becomes a sort of surrogate daughter, and that is what the game is about. What makes the gameplay work so well is that all of it perfectly integrates into the character of Joel. The story and the gameplay mesh perfectly and play off of one another. You're
True.
in this post-apocalyptic world, so you find yourself scrounging for bullets, duct taping together weapons as zombies barrel down on you. You're a desperate man trying to survive and protect this girl. Gameplay and character are in perfect harmony. Unfortunately, now it's time to talk about the woke.
The progressive one. Yeah. Honestly, I liked a lot of the Last of Us Part 1, which I would like to do another playthrough of it, for sure, but definitely not right now. Maybe more later down the line. But I like how in the game, the first one is that, interestingly enough, you really think about it, what is it? Ellie pretty much became Joel's surrogate daughter, and Joel became Ellie's father figure that, well, tech really they both really needed. It wasn't until like much more later, I guess you could say, in the game that I don't know if they had that realization, but I think to you as a player probably, that it became a realization that they both really needed each other because Joel was still grieving even after so many years because of that made him super bitter. And for Ellie, she has incredible amount of abandonment issues and things like that, understandably so if you know about her backstory. And so that's the reason why they both actually very much needed each other, because they both had their own very, very deep issues. And that's why I like the game a lot. The game's fantastic. I 100% recommend anyone to buy it, especially when it goes on sale. If you have it on if you're on Steam, buy it when it's on sale. It's worth every dollar.
Gay slop that was created in 2020 in the game's sequel, Last of Us Part 2. And
Yeah,
this is an example of gameplay and character being in complete disharmony with one another. Again, spoilers ahead. Within the first 30 minutes
true.
of the game, Joel is killed by the doctor from the first game's daughter, Abby. Yeah, that's right. The man who murdered hundreds of people in the first game with his bare hands suddenly can't fight off a couple of women and pussy ass dudes that look like the director. Neil Cuckman will never be forgiven by the PlayStation community for what he did to Joel. And it was at this point he killed any chance of me caring about this failure of a game. From this point on, you take
Yeah.
control of Ellie, and she is basically stalking across the country trying to kill Abby for what she did to Joel. I honestly didn't mind the first half of the game. I was furious at Abby, and I was invested in seeing this ugly steroid using lesbian get a bullet in her brain. But Neil Cuckman
Dude, I'll be honest with you. Uh, Dude, seeing Tyler one talk about the way how Abby is so built. I'll be honest with you. Yes, I 100% believe she was using steroids. And two, how does one get built that much in a zombie apocalypse where food is so limited? It makes zero sense, dude. I'm telling you, dude. For you to bulk up like that, you're eating whole kinds of proteins and things like that. You're eating what is it? You're eating an incredible amount and such, and it's just, bro, for how big she is, she's eating like probably more than like three, like speculation, like 3,000 or more calories and things like that. Yeah, good luck with that in the zombie apocalypse.
being the nose that he is and being the cuck that he is makes you play as Abby for the last 20 hours of the game.
Yep.
Basically, you finally get to the point where Ellie's about to kill Abby, and then the game is like, whoopsie, let's do a backstory on Abby now. You have to play as Abby, and I deleted the game at that point. This was something I simply couldn't stomach. I will never finish this game, and it's good to see that Neil Cuckman has failed as a video game designer and will probably never make another game. The last I heard, he was working on some Last of Us multiplayer mode, and it failed horribly. So, do y'all hear how intense I get about this? It's because
Yeah.
who you play as matters in a game. It matters a lot. People would say, oh, just play now.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Last of Us, the part two was such a betrayal to all the fans. It was literally just like, hey, how can we piss off everyone? And that was and they did it. And that was the way how they did it. It was so upsetting, man. Oh man.
Last of Us 2 for the gameplay, bro. Nah, dude, never. You kill a character I love and you've killed the game. It would be one thing if some other director came in and did this to Neil Druckmann's game, but he did this to his own game, which is ridiculous. Of course, all the gay
Mm-hmm.
journalists and legacy media grift outlets celebrated this murder of an alpha male. 10 out of 10. Stunning and brave. So edgy. Brilliant,
Yeah.
they said while getting pounded by their boyfriend. Let's move on to another game developer who butchered a game
Oh, dude, he's not. What is it? He's not gonna show the scene of a what is it of? Oh, I don't think. I don't think it got to that part yet of the Abby sex, bro. I was so uncomfortable when I saw that because I was like, bro, what am I looking at? Because I was like, clearly everyone knows that Abby's secretly a man, and just seeing, just seeing like clearly a dude fucking another dude, especially also like not being like very like earnable and things like that. Like it didn't feel like what you did was even like justifiable for this result. It's like, nah, man, this was awful, man. What is it? Leave a like if you truly believe that Abby's body was just swapped out. What is it by what is it by a male? What is it by a male motion capture? Because you're telling me that girl has that type of body. Nah, nah.
series because they don't understand character motivation. The Arkham games. Arkham City opens with Bruce Wayne being delivered to Arkham Jail based on fake charges trumped up by Penguin and Hugo Strange. All the idiots you spent the first game beating the crap out of are lined up to mock and jeer at you as you are slowly delivered to your cell. You feel the rage and injustice coursing inside of you, knowing that the moment you get these cuffs off, they're gonna pay. Because you're Batman, you eventually break out of your temporary holding cell, beat the crap out of Penguin, and make it to a rooftop where Alfred airdrops you your Batman suit. You look out over the city as Batman with a belt full of gadgets ready to smash faces into air conditioners and stop Hugo Strange's plan to poison the citizens of Gotham. As all good video games do, Arkham City keeps it simple. I want to be Batman. I want to control him.
Yes.
And I want to beat the crap out of bad guys. Secondly, it gives me a mission and a purpose. I want to save the people of Gotham. It's
God, the graphics are so dated.
perfect. It's simple. Well, you will be excited to learn that Rocksteady has long since canceled any more Batman-focused Arkham games and has shifted towards live service experiences and always online games. Apparently selling 12.5 million copies of Arkham City wasn't good enough for them. I low-key think that success might delude these studios into thinking they're better than they are, because I think Rocksteady was like, oh, we're the best. We made the Arkham games. When we do a live service game, it's obviously going to succeed. So Rocksteady seems to have forgotten how character and motivation work in 2024 when they released Suicide Squad.
The difference is that I think the other thing that needs to be accounted for is that live service, the difference is that live service games, it's a very, very competitive scene if you really think about it. Like, look what Fortnite has to do to keep itself relevant. Like recently, the just today, what is it, of this recording on the 7th, they just did the what is it? They're doing the collab with what is it with Power Rangers. It's like, dude, they ever did it? What they had to do to just to get that and things like and such. You know, they're doing Halo, they're doing some other stuff, and apparently later in and I think at Halloween and things like that, they're gonna be adding like Jason Voorhees and such. So like these are the scenes that these developers need to remember, that these markets are very, very cutthroat, because if you're not doing things that captures the eye of the players, no one is going to care, because at the end of the day, these are the games that want you to invest all of your time in the game, all of your time. That's the true facts. And if you can't capture the time spent or anything like that from the players, then they're not going to care. They're not going to care what you throw out there, because that's all going to be going into the void.
The game opens with Harley Quinn eulogizing the bygone days of Metropolis and talking about gentrification, code for evil white people.
Oh my God.
Wow, this is going well. What follows is like an hour-long intro where you are forced to play as all 4 characters in the Suicide Squad while they have meaningless, stupid banter back and forth. You have to learn each of their move sets before you can go on to the next character. Zero explanation for why you're beating up and shooting people other than, it's a tutorial. The gameplay is basically like Destiny now, and all the signature melee gameplay of the Arkham games has completely disappeared. Harley Quinn, for some reason, has a grappling hook in the game, but don't worry, they did a great job of explaining it. She broke into a museum and took some of Batman's stuff. Got it. At some point, you meet Amanda Waller, the director of Argus, and you have to stop this old DC villain nobody has talked about in 100 years named Brainiac.
Oh, Brainiac.
Because he's been brainwashing a lot of people, and that's bad. So even though you play as the, quote, bad guys, the Suicide Squad, you're still doing good guy stuff. Cool, makes sense. Now, you might tell me, Andy, if you don't want to play as the Suicide Squad, don't play the game. And that's a valid critique. But I'm more commenting on why Rocksteady felt that they should make a Suicide Squad game at all. And it's...
I'll be honest with you, man. I'm going to be for real. Here's the thing. It right there, it pointed out the failure of Gotham Knights. I'm going to be for real with you guys. After when this game came out, people played Gotham Knights and they were like, oh, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not great. It's not a great game, but it's not a terrible game. Because after playing this piece of shit, granted, I've never played this one at all. But I've played Gotham Knights, and I'll be honest with you, I never really understood what people were saying about how horrible the game was. I think it was okay. And I'll be honest with you, that Batgirl, you know, what is it? Was a stealth takedown? Oh, just with the thighs, bro. It's just. But anyway, but I'm just saying, um, I think people judged it way too harsh because they experienced this game. They're like, yeah, we fucked up, guys. Sorry, and honestly, I didn't think it was that bad. I'm just saying, I don't think it was that bad.
Obviously, because of brain dead, greedy leadership. Estimates say Warner Brothers lost $200 million on
Oh
Suicide
my
Squad,
god.
and they deserve it. Oh, and to make matters worse, bro, at least give us a hot Harley Quinn. Whenever you see them making characters ugly and boxy and flat, you know the game is woke and will suck. But to bring this back to character
Hey,
motivation,
hey.
somebody really should have asked, why would players want to play as these characters?
Oh, dude, he should have shown. He should have shown. I think. Wait, how old is this video? This video came out like 8 months ago. I'm not too sure if they show like the Frost already, but bro, the way how they made Frost look like, bro, why? Like maybe I'll put up an image. Why she look like that? Like she just looks. I mean, there's a word I want to use, and I think I'll get in trouble. But why she look like that?
Characters? That's the fundamental question in any video game, and clearly Rocksteady never answered it. I didn't find Deadshot, Harley Quinn, King Shark, or Captain Boomerang to be compelling characters in this game at all. I didn't want to be any of them. They just chatter on endlessly, sounding like a millennial tweeting stuff or posting fan fiction to their Tumblr page. You have the inevitable, well, that just happened, obviously written by a millennial writer when the bad guy shows up. And look, guys, calm down. I'm a millennial, so I'm allowed to make fun of us.
Yeah.
Two additional contrasting games I want to mention are Dying Light and Deathloop. The story of Dying Light gets a lot of hate for some reason, but I found Kyle Crane to be pretty compelling. The world has been taken over by a zombie outbreak, and you are a secret agent working for the GRE. You are airdropped into the city to retrieve a document from Kadir Suleiman.
The reason why that people don't really find the story compelling is because the gameplay is more interesting than the actual story. And on top of that, the way how the story tells, the way how the story kind of goes with its you know, the way how it's structured doesn't really make it that interesting or at least that compelling as such. Like with like the way how some of the characters die and things like that, I'll be honest with you, I could really give a shit less. Like I'm gonna be for real. Like I could have cared less. I'd be like, oh no, you're dead. Anyway, like I'm sorry, but like just the story wasn't that compelling or anything like that. I mean, it wasn't like Mono for Two Betrayal. It wasn't like what is it? It wasn't like Halo 4, like leaving Cortana behind or anything like that. It wasn't like Gears of War 3. What is it? What is it? What happens with Dom? Or Gears of War 2? What happens with Dom? Or Gears of War 1? What happens with Dom? No, I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, man, like I'm just saying, like it just wasn't that compelling.
Upon landing, you are attacked and bitten by zombies and wake up being nursed back to health by a group of people living in a building called the Tower. While you're helping out the people in the tower, you realize that both you and the people around you need a medicine called antizin to not turn into a zombie. In the midst of this, you need to keep reporting in on your progress to the shadowy GRE via a radio. Your conversations with them become darker and darker, and at one point they order you to destroy a case of antizin, threatening the lives of the people in the tower around you. So personally, this is one of my favorite kind of plots in video games. You're essentially a soldier on a mission. Do you obey your orders from the GRE or reject your orders and help the people around you? I could talk on and on about Dying Light, but the gameplay
I
also
obeyed my
perfectly
orders.
integrates with the story. It did parkour better than any game ever has. It's
True.
just an amazing game from top to bottom. In contrast, Deathloop is also
So just solely the gameplay is what held together, not exactly the story. Just saying.
a first person game that has some pretty good gameplay. But I found myself with a feeling of emptiness after playing it because the game does a really bad job of making you care about the characters you play as. First off, the game is woke as hell. The two main good characters are black, and everybody else in the game that's evil is white. Of course. The game takes place on Black Reef Island in the 1960s. A group of rich
All
white
right.
billionaire kids who are essentially spoiled brats have discovered a way on this island to make the day repeat over and over. Also, the art director, who's probably just jealous of Elon's success, said he was trying to reference Musk with these bratty billionaires. So the plot of the game involves you as Colt Vaughn going to the island and killing all 7 members.
Honestly, I don't doubt it because to be honest with you, it's like, bro, what did Elon Musk do to you? It's like, bro, do you really think Elon Musk just like, oh, here's this one thing, now it's massively successful. It's like, bro, Tesla has been around for like more than like 10 plus years. People just didn't know about Tesla until like a few years ago. But it's been around for a long time. You could watch the old ass interviews when that man had a tan. If you see him now, that dude is paler than a fucking that dude is paler than what is it? I was gonna say Skinwalker. But yeah, man, like if you see him, like you're like, dude, like I get it now. Like if you see the old interviews of him when he was much younger, it's like, yeah, dude, his whole operation was set on a dream, and he made that dream in a reality. It's just that people didn't see the whole buildup until it was basically a $1 billion company. It's like that man's been doing all that work for a long ass time, and I'm gonna guess this guy didn't really know about any of that until basically like when it was all well established. Talk about jealousy.
Members of the Visionaries in one perfect day and thus ending the loop.
What
Majora's
a
Mask
loser.
did something similar where a day repeats over and over. The big problem, though, is of course why? Why do I care about Colt? Why do I care about Juliana? Why am I killing these people? The lack of answers to why I'm doing what I'm doing create a feeling of soullessness and nihilism. Deathloop puts its concept and its gameplay so front and center that the plot and the characters of the game are nonsensical. And just as the cherry on top, the creator of the game is, wait for it, trans. So when the creator of your game
Wait,
isn't even
what?
sure what gender they are, it follows that they don't really understand normal human emotions and motivation either. So Deathloop joins a long list of modern games with simply terrible characters doing actions we don't care
Wait,
about.
is that true?
So guys, in closing, what can we do?
Oh
How can we
man.
bring characters we care about back to video games?
Hey, you know what? By the filming of this is before that one game came out. What was that game called? Space Force, Space Riders, Space something. I forgot what it was. The other one from the I think it's also being done by Neil Cuckman as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that came out way before that came out after when this video was made or recording and things like that. So yeah, man, it's just that character looks ugly.
And I think we do it simply by playing and buying and talking about the good ones while mocking and making fun of the bad ones. Suicide Squad, Star Wars Outlaws, Unknown 9 Awakening, Dustborn,
Dustborn.
and soon Avowed. These
Oh
were all games
man.
created in 2024 by the mentally ill LGBTQ crowd. These games don't understand character and motivation, and they don't understand how that feeds into good gameplay. Contrastingly, games like Space Marine 2, Black Myth Wukong, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth
Yeah.
understand that we don't start a game automatically caring about your characters. Your game needs to make us care about your characters. And then the game needs to provide us with gameplay that further reinforces that connection we have with your game's main characters. Star Wars Outlaws is a technical mess. Last of Us 2 was a benchmark and a technical marvel. It's not really about how much money and talent you throw at a game.
That's the thing, dude. Last of Us 2, like graphically, you're like, damn, it looks good. But holy shit, the story sucks, so it doesn't even matter.
It's about understanding that your game needs to create characters that we want to play as, doing things that we want to do.
Yeah.
Arthur Morgan is a character we care about, and we get to do things as him that we want to do. Abby
Yep.
is an abortion of a character created from the mind
Oh
of a
my god.
sick and
No, you mean failed abortion, okay? To get it correctly.
vengeful
Okay.
individual. And here's to hoping Neil Cuckman is forgotten and erased in gaming history. So when somebody tells you, just play it for the gameplay, man, look at that person and say, no, I don't think I will. All
No.
right, boys, I'm out.
Yeah, no. You know what? Instead of me just saying, instead of just like, buy the game, you know what? How about I pirate your game and tell nobody about it? And when I do pirate the game and there's a potential that game's on sale, and then I'm like, it's a pretty good price. I will not be telling anyone to buy it. I will not tell myself to buy it. I will not tell my friends to buy it. I will not tell even you to buy it because for some of these games, they do not deserve to have any sort of success because some of these games are just made, what is it, to completely just what is it, just to completely make fun of gamers in the community and such. So I say fuck that. Realistically. But anyway, alrighty then. You guys have a good one. All right, check out what was his name again? Check out Andypants Gaming. That's a name. But yeah. You guys have a good one. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. Check out Andypants Gaming. Check out his channel and leave a like on his video. But anyway, you guys have a good one. Honestly, this one might be pretty good too. Dude, check out this one. But anyway, see you guys later. Peace.